We're back better than ever. Let's make sure we get Insti live. You know, we always have to wait for Insti to come because they're delaying their system. Okay, here we go. I think we got it. Boom, we're back. There we go. We're back better than ever. Welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go-getters. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, corporate executives. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Listen, welcome back. This is episode 53. Episode 53. We kicked this thing off January the 11th, right? 2026. And here we are, March the 25th, 2026. And we're already on episode 53. Let me see. It's telling me right now, LinkedIn may be having a problem keeping up right now. I'm not sure what's going on with LinkedIn, but listen, they're going to get in or they're going to get out. It's one of the two. Anyway, the show must go on, whether or not LinkedIn gets it right or not. Episode 53. What are we talking about, family? I think we're live now on LinkedIn. Today, episode 53, we're going to be talking about execution. Is it the separation that you're looking for and why you may need it in your business while we're building out our $1 million? Let me say this, family. Thank you for coming. Thank y'all for rocking with me, man. The love that you've been showing me behind the scenes has been absolutely phenomenal. The people that have been signing up in the newsletter has been absolutely exceptional. We're over 6,000 plus. We're growing that thing to over 50,000. We're doing it in 12 calendar months. So I appreciate your support on the inside. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, listen, there's links, there's floating banners, there's QR codes, or you can simply type in newsletter. You're going to get your access. I personally make sure you get that invite. So we got two goals this year. Absolutely build $1 million in revenue and do it in 1 year, right? So we're building out that playbook in public. That's the first goal. The second goal is to build a 50,000 member subscriber base inside the newsletter. The first goal is for you to show you that you too can build $1 million business and you can do it in 1 year. The second goal, that 50,000 ecosystem, is for me because as I pivot, as I change and do different things in my life, in my career, right? My family rocks with me, meaning I can take my newsletter members with me, right? And that's one of the things. This is the first insight that I would like to share with anybody that is building out their $1 million playbook. One is you want to own your audience, okay? That's the first most important thing, is owning your audience. Because if we rely on the algorithms to push out our messaging, to push out our content, to push out anything that we're doing to make us more visible, we may be in for, a rude awakening and you realize your reach is not where it needs to be. However, if you create your own ecosystem of influence, of trust, of people that rock with you, then those people move with you. Those people pivot with you. Those people relocate with you, right? And your message absolutely reaches the right person every single time. So that's my first invite that I'm going to share with you. Today, we're going to be streaming across Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I have the whole family. I do it in one place. And I do that because now I can filter the comments. With that being said, drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you for joining. If this is your first time here, thank you for coming. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Listen, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the love. And I may be dating myself on this because that song that I just sung right there, man, it was a hit show back in the early 80s. It was called Welcome Back, Carter, right? And that was like the theme song that used to come on, Welcome Back. For whatever reason, that stuck with me. So I always like to sing it and share it with you guys. Sign up for the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, make sure you continue to follow me and rock with your boy. Episode 53, we're talking about execution is the separation that you're probably looking for, excuse me, in your business. If you're first time here, you're like, okay, well, who is this guy? Why should we even follow him? Why should it make sense? Know this, I'm a veteran. I spent 6 years in the military, 2 tours overseas, 1 during 9/11. I see you, TikTok family. I see you, Instagram. I see you, LinkedIn. I see you, YouTube. Everybody's coming in, and I see you guys filtering in. So why should you follow me? Why should you trust any advice that I'm giving you? 6-year Army veteran, 2 tours overseas, 1 during 9/11. I later pivoted and found healthcare industry. I spent over 15 years in healthcare, rising through the ranks, became a healthcare technology executive, was part of an executive team that we spearheaded a large, massive technology exit in 2018. We sold a technology company for the tune of $750 million. I was one of the executives that was in the room. And what I learned from that is, listen, visibility isn't optional, right? It's not optional, especially when you're seeking to get in the rooms that people are not in, when you're seeking to do things that people haven't done before. Visibility becomes your playbook to get to where you need to go. But it's not just visibility. It's also about momentum. It's also about networking. There's so many other things. But man, I became jaded when I realized that there was one, like it was a couple of people that looked like me that was actually in the room. And there's so many smarter people that wasn't in the room. So in 2023, I became a full-time entrepreneur. In 2026, I decided, you know what, let's build this thing out in public. Too many times you follow people online and you're like, man, maybe they just, they got more money than me and they're more creative than me, or they look better than me, or they got script writers, or they better with content and editing and whatever. We make all these excuses for why everybody else is blowing up and we're not blowing up. So I decided to build a playbook in real time so you too can follow a similar playbook to build your $1 million growth and wealth system here in 2026. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, I see you, Seed Sowing Sister. Thank you for joining. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, that's why I break down some more frameworks. You can get some downloaded templates, things that you can input into your business to help you get to that next level. All right. Otherwise, you can just keep following your boy, rocking with me, and I keep providing you some insight. Today, we're going to be talking about execution. Why it's the separator that you're probably looking for and you need to know. Remember, every episode is designed to give you insights, some frameworks, some knowledge, or playbook that you can install in your own business, right? So this particular topic is about building $1 million business. Execution could be the separator that you're looking for. All right, so I'm gonna get into this, baby. Let me pause really quick. I see people coming in. I see you. Was that Carissa, the longevity nurse? Thank you for joining. I see you, family. I see you, SMN Chemo on Instagram. I see you, family. I see all my TikTok family, man. Some of y'all handles on here, man. Listen, I like them, though. I really like them. They're spicy, but I like them. But thank you, family, for joining. So episode 53, let's get into it. Execution is the separation you're probably looking for. Listen, a lot of people, they know what to do. That's not the problem. The problem is not you don't know what to do, right? A lot of people know what to do. That's not the problem. The problem is you've read it, you've heard it, you've saved it, you've pinned it, and you know exactly what you need to be doing. You absolutely, I don't need to be telling you what you need to be doing. You already know what they're doing, but you're still not moving though. So that's where the gap is. Again, you read it, you've heard it, you've saved it, you've pinned it, you know what to do. You've seen other people do it, but for whatever reason, you're still not moving. And that's where the gap is. The gap is execution. What are we talking about? I'm talking about execution. I'm talking about the space between knowing what to do and actually doing that thing. I see you, Terrain Rain. I like the handle, by the way. Thank you, family, for tapping in. It's the space between knowing and actually doing that thing. This is where most people fall off. This is what prevents them from getting to their $1 million playbook. It's not, do I have the knowledge? It's, do you have the willpower to actually execute on the thing that you know needs to happen? So here's the message. Information doesn't change your life, all right? A lot of people think, man, if I just spend some time on YouTube and following that person and downloading templates and tools and all this stuff, that I'm going to change my life. That's not the case, family. Information doesn't change your life. Execution does. And this is what a lot of people miss right here, right? Listen, I'm not faulting people for whatever your playbook is. Here's my thing. If you're not executing, you're not going to perform. And if you're not going to perform, you're not going to make the money you're trying to make, right? So if you can't move when it's time, none of what you're talking about doing is even going to matter. So here's a promise that I'm going to give you in this episode right here. In this episode, I see you, Charles. Thank you for joining. In this episode, we're getting into the part that actually produces results, right? And I'm talking about execution here, not planning, not strategy. I'm not even talking about where we're going, what you're going to do next. I'm talking about actually moving. This is the thing that's designed to help you get to your $1 million playbook. We're talking about the decision that we talked about in episode 15, and we're turning that into action here in episode 53. So that's my opening, and I'm going to say this. I get more and more family coming. Hey, simply drop your first name, what platform you're streaming from. I'll make sure to say hi and thank you. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, man, there's the QR codes, there's links. You can go to my bio. You can simply type in newsletter. I'll make sure you get access to the newsletter, because inside the newsletter is where you get the frameworks and the downloaded templates that you can install in your business as well. So by the end of this one right here, you're going to understand three things I want to share with you. Why most people stall after making decisions, okay? What actually blocks execution in real time. And the third is the standard that I'm using without hesitation. So I'm going to share that with you as well so you too can implement this into your business. Here's what I had to realize. Clarity means nothing, absolutely nothing, if it doesn't lead to action. So you need to understand that, family. All right, let's do this. Let me roll call real quick. I see you, NYC Alexander. Appreciate you. I see you, Rip in the greater. Then I see you, man, too. I see everybody coming in. I see my TikTok family on there. Thank you, family. Seed sowing sister. We got Tevin, Kevin, and who else? Terrain, Charles, all the family in there. And I see my LinkedIn family as well. So we're all getting into it. If you're just now joining, this is episode 53. And in episode 53, we're talking about execution. Is it the separation that you're looking for that's going to help you get to your $1 million playbook? If you don't know anything about me, know this: I'm building in public. I'm building $1 million business. I'm doing it in public with your support, right? And every single episode is designed to give you insights, some frameworks, some knowledge, or some systems that you can install in your business. Being that this is episode 53, I created a playlist on my YouTube page. It's called Building $1 Million Business. You can go there today. You can watch all 53 episodes for 100% free. They're 30 minutes or less, and they're going to give you the knowledge that you're looking for, right? Or if you're on LinkedIn, underneath my events tab, you can find all 53 episodes as well. All right. You can find it in 2 different places. I encourage you to watch those faster than you normally would, because if you've been on social media long enough, you know content doesn't stay relevant forever. And some of it may disappear. What does this mean for you? The free knowledge that's out there today that's designed to help you, it may disappear, or I may take it down to create a course around it to monetize it, because I need to be a steward of building this $1 million business. So at some point, we're going to create that into a course that you can download and you can purchase as well. All right. So get it today while it's still free. So you need to know this. There's a gap. There's a gap you need to respect. What's the gap, Pat? What are we talking about? Most people think the hard part is figuring out what to do when you're building your business. No, it's not. That's not the hard part. I think we all know what we should be doing. That's not the hard part. The hard part is actually doing it, family, when it's inconvenient for you, when it's uncomfortable, when there's no guarantee that things are going to work out the way that you envision them for yourself, right? When nobody's clapping yet for you. This is the hard part. That's execution. And a lot of people struggle with this, right? This is when the self-doubt creeps up. This is when the imposter syndrome comes into the room. This is when you start comparing yourself to other people. This is when you think you need more credibility, or you need a different face, or you need more talking points. All this stuff creeps into the place because nobody's clapping for you yet. Nobody even know who the hell you are yet, right? But yet you're still trying to build something out in public, or you're still trying to build your brand. You're still trying to build your business. This is where hesitation shows up. And this is what prevents people from moving forward. We're talking about the overthinking, the second guessing yourself, the waiting to the right time to actually move forward. That's how momentum dies, family. In that part right there, that's where the momentum actually dies. Execution, it doesn't fail because people are lazy. No, that's never the case. It's not failing because you're lazy. Now, I've seen people fail because they chose not to do the work. That's different. Maybe that's procrastination. I'm not sure what that is. It fails because people are uncertain with being comfortable with who they are and actually performing those tasks. Maybe y'all know somebody like that. Maybe it's yourself. Listen, I never call anybody out. I'm just sharing with you what I've been through, what I've seen, and then also the systems and the frameworks that I'm using to develop my $1 million playbook, right? So if you're just now joining, I'm Patrick Hart, known as that healthcare guy across social media, 2 tours overseas, spent 6 years in the military, former technology executive, sold a technology company at the end of 2018 for $750 million. In 2023, I decided to become a full-time entrepreneur, start paying myself. And then in 2026, I decided to build $1 million business in public. And I wanted to do this to give you the insight, the frameworks, and the playbook that all your favorite people that you create how they blew up, how their brand got so big, and how they're making millions of dollars behind the scene. They're not doing anything more special than you. They got systems, they got frameworks, and they got structure. And that's the difference between what they're doing and what you're doing. And hopefully I can shed some insight on that. So every single episode, I got talking points, I got scenarios, I got proof points, I got things that we talk about to help us so we can build our $1 million business as well, right? So people are not uncertain. They start asking, man, well, what if this doesn't work? Maybe I know somebody like that, right? They want to be visible. They want to create their business. Maybe they even want to be an influencer or creator, right? And so the first thing they start doing is doubting themselves. Well, what if this doesn't work? Well, what if it does? Then they say, well, what if I look crazy? Who gives a F if you look crazy? You're living your life. You're not living theirs. Well, what if I need to adjust? Well, that means you're learning something then, right? Don't it? If you need to adjust, you're pivoting, you're adjusting your content, your business, whatever, right? All those are valid concerns, family, right? But none of those concerns is actually going to move you forward. And at some point, you have to stop thinking and actually start doing. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. Yep. Praise Jesus. All that good stuff. Because I'm speaking the facts. This is true story. It even happened to me. Like there was a period between being a corporate executive and becoming a full-time entrepreneur where that doubt creeps in, where that uncertainty comes in, and where you start feeling like an imposter, second guessing yourself, wondering, does this even make sense? Am I even on the right direction? You're praying and you're hoping for some type of light or sunshine to come into your life. But reality, family, you didn't do anything because you allowed fear to prevent you from moving forward. The only way you beat fear is through action. And this is where a lot of people get stuck and they pause and they don't build anything of worth for themselves. Listen, if you're here because you're interested in creating freedom for yourself. What do I mean by that? I'm not talking about, hey, we're trying to get from being handcuffs. I'm talking about freedom to make choices in your life, in your business that are not constrained based off what other people are saying or the type of amount of money that you have in your account. That's freedom, right? Freedom to have choices where your kids go to school and college. I'm talking about the people that join me here. They're interested in generational wealth. What I mean by that? They're interested in leaving something behind, even when they're not here, right? A system, a framework, a business, a tool, something. So that's what you're going to get from every single one of these courses or one of these episodes that I'm giving you. I'm giving you the playbook so you too can develop your own freedom to make the choices that you want in your own business as well. All right. So there's a pattern that I saw that I want to share with you. What is it, Pat? You know I'm going to tell it to you. You know I'm going to tell it to you. Execution gets blocked in 3 places. I'm going to share them with you. Those 3 places right here, right? Perfection, fear, and then lack of structure. We're talking about execution, okay? It gets blocked in 3 places: execution, fear, and lack of structure. Perfection slows everything down because we want to be perfect. We think everything that we need to put out. I see you, V. Thank you for joining. We feel like everything. I see you, Eggy06. Thank you for joining. I see all my Instagram family joining. I see the TikTok family. Zip Win, Zip WM. I see you joining as well. I appreciate you, family. And then my LinkedIn family. So we're talking about perfection, fear, and lack of structure. Those 3 things are preventing people from executing. Perfection slows everything down. You keep tweaking, you keep adjusting, you keep waiting to feel ready, right? That's a momentum killer, right? Momentum rarely comes from sitting in those moments. Fear makes you hesitate. And so you wonder, why am I keep hesitating? Maybe I've always been a procrastinator. My family told me I've been a procrastinator all my life. And you're using that as an excuse for why you haven't moved forward. Family, that's fear. That's all it is. Fam, you already know what to do. You've watched the courses. You've downloaded the templates. You follow your favorite creators. You've watched plenty of YouTube videos. You follow the quotes that people put out every single day. You got the knowledge right here. The only thing that's preventing you from doing something is you haven't actually moved on anything. Those thoughts, those beliefs, those concepts, those ideas that you have. That's what's keeping you stuck right there. Not because you don't understand what to do. That's not the case. It's because you don't actually want the outcome. What the hell did he just say? I'm going to pause there and let that sink in. The reason why your business is not growing, your brand is not going, your income is not growing is because you actually don't want that outcome. You telling me about that life, but you ain't about that life. Man, am I getting real in here? Family, if we're going to be about that life, you're about that life. Really. You say you want it. but you're not doing anything to go get it. Whose fault is that? I'm keeping it real. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you every single time. We're building $1 million business and we're doing it in public. These are the things, these are the conversations that we have with ourselves. These are the conversations we have with our family members. These are the conversations we have with our friends. We tell everybody we're about to do this and that and that and that. And then, 60 days later, they tap back in with you and say, well, Patrick, what happened? I thought you was doing that. Oh, bullshit. That's the structural issue right there. This is the one that people ignore, right? If you don't have a system in place right now, execution becomes random. You got to build your system for yourself. You got to build a system for yourself. You might know people who move when they feel like it. Maybe it's you. I'm not calling anybody else, but you may know somebody, they move when they feel like it, right? But then they stop when things get hard. That's not execution, family. That's inconsistency. And this is why we're not getting to our $1 million bag. You got to have the system, the structure, the frameworks, the automations. Everything needs to be designed to make it easy for you when you do execute. Now your messaging gets delivered. Now people, I see you, Cha-Ching. Now people begin to rock with you. And then you get more and more followers. And then your income, it actually starts going up. So here's what I realized. Execution needs structure, family, or it turns into emotions. We talked about that yesterday. A lot of people, they're not moving because of emotions. Emotions prevent them from moving forward. Listen, once you get out of your emotions and you build your systems and your frameworks in place, you're not relying on emotions anymore to actually get to your $1 million bag. I see you, Yami. Thanks for joining. So let me show you the shift that I had to make. Again, I'm going to share everything that I learned. This is episode 53. 53. So if you're just now joining, this is episode 53. We're talking about building $1 million business, right? Every single episode is designed to give you some insight, some tools, some understanding, some frameworks, some structure, so you too can build and design your $1 million business. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining. If you're a returning viewer, listen, welcome back, family. I always appreciate the love. 2 call to actions real quick. 1, join the newsletter if you haven't joined the newsletter. We're growing that baby to 50,000. 2, invite other like-minded individuals to these lives. I do these every day, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time. So as long as God gives me the breath and the strength to be here, you're going to see my smiling face. So invite other people to be here as well. And every single episode, we're going to give you the information that you're looking for to build your $1 million business. Because this is episode 53, I created a playlist on YouTube. It's called Building $1 Million Business. You can check out the other 52 episodes there while they're still free. And I haven't created a course around them. And then the second place you can find them is on my LinkedIn page underneath the events tab. You can find all the other 53 episodes as well. All right. So let's talk about this. So let me show you the shift, or talk about the shift that I had to make. I really had to simplify how I execute, right? And I'm not talking about no complex system here, no overthinking. It was 3 simple standards that I installed into myself, right? 1 is move fast on clear decisions. All right, I'm going to say that. I see all my family joining as well. Thank you. My TikTok family joining as well. I appreciate you guys coming. So 3 simple standards that I have to do. 1 is move fast on clear decisions. Once I decide something, there's no delay. Actually make that decision to move forward. Maybe that can help you out too, because speed builds momentum, family. Momentum is what builds confidence. So if you want to beat fear, you actually have to act, right? So step number 1 is move fast on clear decisions. If you know there's a decision that needs to be made and it's an easy decision for you to make that decision. Because once you decide it, there's no delay. Speed builds momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Number 2, I'm going to share number 2 with you. Reduce the gap between your idea and the action. The longer you wait, right, the more the doubt shows up. Maybe I'm only speaking to myself, family. That's okay. Listen, I'm fine talking to the camera. I'm fine talking to this microphone right here. You don't got to tap in and say anything, but I'm going to say this. Reduce the gap between your idea and your action, because the longer you wait, the more doubt actually shows up. Execution should feel immediate, not eventually. This prevents procrastination. This helps out with execution. So that's number 2. Number 3, track your output, not your feelings. What are we talking about? Oh, we're still talking about building $1 million business. I see you, Sybil. Thanks for joining. Yes, we're still talking about building $1 million business. Once you track your output and not your feelings, you're going to understand, 1, did this work? 2, did it move the needle for my business? And 3, did I follow through, right? You're building up yourself, right? That's focus. Not did I feel motivated, not did it feel right to me in the moment. Execution is absolutely measurable. And that shift, it changed everything for me. Now I'm not relying on how I feel, family. Now I'm relying on what I actually do, right? I'll pause there and let some people join in and say what you got to say right there. Those are the three things. Those are the three things right there. And I go back and say it with you. One was move fast and clear decisions. Two is reduce the gap between the idea and action. Three is track your output and not feelings. Those simple three things right there is going to help you with execution, family, because execution should be measurable. And a lot of us, we're waiting. We've seen the courses. We've downloaded the templates. We follow people. We spend so much time reading books. We do all this stuff. And we're telling ourselves, you keep telling yourself, man, I'm doing this because I'm building up the knowledge that I need to build something. The only thing you're doing is delaying the results. That's the only thing you're doing. If you actually want to challenge yourself, you actually want to build something, actually start the work, because you're going to learn in the process. Yeah, you can read books, you can watch videos, you can do all that stuff. That's absolutely great. I still encourage you to do that stuff. But at some point, you have to act on the things you've been talking about that you want to do. So don't hit me up in my DMs talking about, well, can you help me with this and help me with that? And help. Listen, if you haven't acted on your own beliefs, your thoughts, the visions you have for yourself, that's why you're stuck. That's why your business is not going anywhere. That's the difference right there. I feel like I'm preaching. I feel like I am. I probably am. You know I like to preach, because listen, the life that you want is on the other side of fear. That's execution. And a lot of people say, well, I've executed before, but are you following the right playbook? Are you just following your cousin's brother, aunt, you know what I'm saying, who felt like they know something? Or are you actually following people who've actually built something in public before? I'm not calling you out. I'm just calling it what it is. So here's what this week, this whole build, this is week 11 of a 52-week build. We kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Today is March 25th, 2026, and we're already on episode 53. So one of the things we've been doing has been super consistent about our messaging, about our approach, about the fact that we're building this thing in public. Remember this, whatever I share with you, I'm going behind the scenes. I'm practicing what I'm doing while I'm building out this business. And then I come back and I share with you the results that I'm getting throughout that week. So this is week 11 of a 52-week build. So here's what this week is reinforcing for me. Decisions, they create directions, okay? Execution creates results. That's the difference. I see you, dollar sign. I see you, family. I see everybody coming in on TikTok. Thank y'all for coming in. That's the difference. Listen, you can have the right plan and still lose if you don't move. How many people y'all know like that? They got a plan. They created a whole business plan for themselves. They're ready to show it to a banker so they can get finance. They got everything, but yet they still don't have any proof points, any results, because they haven't done anything. They got a whole freaking notebook. They got a notes app that they got all kind of notes. They got ideas that they plan. They got Canva. They're using all these different tools to design and build their templates and what their business should look like, but you're not actually doing anything for your business, right? This is where most people get separated right here. Now, it's not in what they know. That's never the case. It's never not what they know. It's what do they do consistently. And that's how shit gets built. One decision, one action stacked up over time. So here's where we're going to go next. Episode 54. Where are we going in episode 54? This is what I think. Y'all know I got the freedom to decide what we talk about every single episode, but this is what I got written down. It may change based off of the conversations that I have behind the scenes. But in episode 15, we'll probably talk about getting into consistency, like not surface level consistency. I'm talking about the way you show up every single day. And I'm going to break down what it actually takes to stay consistent when the results are absolutely slow and your energy drops off and nobody is validating your work yet. Can you show up? Will you be consistent in that process? Family, as always, thank y'all for joining me. This has been episode 50. What has been episode 53? And we're talking about execution, whether or not I see you. I can't even pronounce your name, but I see you on TikTok, family. I appreciate you. In episode 53, we're talking about execution. Is it the separation that you're looking for your business? In most cases, it's 100% is. Two goals. We got two big goals for this year. We're generating $1 million in revenue in 12 calendar months, right? That's the first big goal. So my job is to show you that you too can build $1 million business and do it in 12 months. The second part of our goal is we're building an ecosystem of 50,000 like-minded subscribers. We have over 6,000 plus, and our newsletter today. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter, go ahead and do that. Inside, you're going to get the frameworks, you're going to get the tools, the structure, the systems that you've probably been looking for in your business. Some of these are templates you can download. And at some point, because I've been getting hit a lot, at some point, I may create some availability for some workshops. I haven't did it yet, only because I've been so consumed on building this thing out in public. But there are some more things that I'm working on behind the scenes that I bring to light here in the future. Hopefully by the end of this month, maybe by the beginning of next month, we'll see. But there's some things that I'm working on in the process. But anyway, family, thank you. I'll be back tomorrow, noon Central Standard Time. Invite other like-minded individuals like yourself. We're breaking down how we're building our $1 million business. YouTube, there's a playlist, Building a $1 Million Business. You can check that out while it's free. On LinkedIn, underneath the events tab, you can watch all previous 53 episodes. Watch those while they're free. At some point, I'm going to create a course around those so we can monetize it, so we can absolutely get to our $1 million bag. Thank you guys for joining. Until tomorrow, until next time, let's keep hustling.